Meanwhile, Lithuanian capital has been turned into a fortress as it prepares to host the leaders of 40 countries for the key NATO summit.
Will NATO then decide to get into a direct confrontation with Russia?
NATO leaders have gathered in Lithuania for a crucial summit that could shape the direction of the war in Ukraine and the future of the Western Alliance. Ukraine stepped up its efforts to join NATO after Russia invaded last year, arguing that the security assurances given by Moscow, Washington, and London when it relinquished its nuclear arsenal to Russia in 1994 were worthless. While Eastern European countries say some sort of a roadmap should be offered to Kyiv at a NATO summit in Vilnius, the United States and Germany are wary of any move that might take the alliance closer to war with Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin has cited NATO's expansion towards Russia's borders over the past 2 decades as a key reason for his decision to send tens of thousands of troops into neighboring Ukraine on 24th of Feb 2022. Any expansion of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization must be agreed upon by all 31 members, and NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has already ruled out a formal invitation for Kyiv at the summit. It all started in 2008 when NATO agreed at a Bucharest summit that Ukraine, which was part of the Moscow-ruled Soviet Union until its 1991 demise, could eventually join the alliance. But NATO leaders did not give Kyiv a so-called membership action plan, laying out a roadmap for bringing it closer to the bloc. Moscow then illegally annexed Crimea from Ukraine in 2014 and backed separatist proxies in eastern Ukraine.
Ukraine has come a long way since we made that decision in 2008 that the next step will be a membership action plan. Ukraine is much closer to NATO, so I think the time has come to reflect that in also the NATO decisions.
In a rare visit to Kyiv this April, Stoltenberg said Ukraine's rightful place was in NATO, but later made clear it would not be able to join, while the war with Russia, whose forces now occupy more of Ukraine's east and south, rages on. At the start of June, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that his nation understood this position, but at the end of the month, he repeated calls for Ukraine to receive a political invitation to NATO at the summit.
Лідерам кожній країні, які саме так і говорять, і які ухвалили відповідні спільні декларації та заяви з Україною щодо нашої інтеграції, більшість Альянсу чітко за нас, коли ми подавали заявку на вступ в НАТО, ми говорили відверто, де-факто Україна вже в Альянсі. Наша зброя – це зброя Альянсу. Наші цінності – це те, у що вірить Альянс, а наш захист – це саме
Ukraine's military has taken major steps towards NATO standards since Russia's all-out invasion. The process is accelerating as its Soviet-built arms and ammunition gradually run out, and the West trains Ukrainian troops according to NATO standards and sends more and more advanced weaponry.
Саме НАТО хоче, щоб таке військо, як Збройні Сили України, було у них в Альянсі. Тобто вони вже побачили, що ми за хлопці, що ми за люди, на що ми дійсно спроможні.
Якщо, мабуть, якби ми були в НАТО до цього, то цієї війни б не було б, я так думаю. Тому в майбутньому ми як переможемо, то сподіваюся, що ми будемо членами НАТО.
A mutual assistance clause lies at the heart of the alliance, which was formed in 1949, with the primary aim of countering the risk of a Soviet attack on elite territory. The clause Article 5 of NATO's Washington Treaty states that an attack on one ally is considered an attack on all allies. Whereas Moscow has said it would cause problems for many years to come if Ukraine joined NATO and has warned of an unspecified response to ensure its security.